Hi, I know right now with everything that's going on, it is very challenging sometimes too, or it may seem very challenging to stay focused on good, on love, on bright, on cheery, on happy, on joy. I know that yesterday I was finding myself having a bit of a challenge, just feeling good about living in the world. Because my focus has always been, even if my focus has always been smile at everyone you meet, smile at yourself, smile at the joys, smile at the challenges, smile at it all, because first of all, you never know if the person that you're smiling at has not seen a smile all day or all week. You never know what your body's going to feel like if you don't smile at it. You never know what can change just by smiling. And that goes back many, many years, way back when my mom used to tell me, smile at everyone you meet. And I shared that with children throughout my whole life and working with them, being with them, shared that with myself, reminding myself. And that doesn't mean that I didn't have challenging times. That doesn't mean that I had moments or that I didn't have moments where I was angry, because I did. And I have. I was angry yesterday. I was feeling so much anger about what was happening in the world, or what happened in the world to the families and the people in the two states that are being showcased right now. But I was also angry about the people who did the crime. And I feel the core issue is the lack of focus on inner love, outer love, being love. Focus on what it is we choose, what it is we desire, what it is that we want. Because when we focus on love, that is what will show up. And even if we're in the angry moments or the sad moments, or, we can allow ourselves to be in that and still love, because it's possible, because love can take up space anywhere. And love can dissolve and diminish everything. And I know that sounds like fairy tale like, but I just have experienced it in my life. I can either sit around and be angry and, cause more tension and friction and frustration in my body and in everyone around me, and anger can show up, or I can allow myself to accept the feeling of anger. And that's love by itself. Allowing myself, accepting myself, saying, it's okay that you feel angry about this, Adrienne. It's okay. That's love. And then I was able to move into a place where I could hear, take a bath. Get yourself in a very relaxed state of being so that you can move through this anger and find out the real, true root of it. Okay, so I went, took a bath, and I was still very, very sad. So I wasn't angry anymore, though. I moved to sad. And then I got out of the bathtub and I got dressed and I told my daughter, I'm getting ready to go out. We're going to go somewhere. She said, okay. We got in the car. I was still very in a state of sadness. I was allowing myself to be there, and I was saying out loud as I was driving, I didn't know where I was driving. I just felt I needed to go somewhere. And I said out loud, it's okay that I feel sad. It's okay. And the more I said that, I could feel the sadness sort of lifting a little bit. And my daughter said, yes, it is okay. And she put her hand on my shoulder. So this is what happens if we just allow ourselves, love ourselves to be okay with what is, right? And then I said, where do you want to go? What are you curious about? She said, I want to go to Spruce Pine. I said, okay. So she put that on the GPS because I have no idea where that is. And we drove in that direction. It was about an hour drive. And as we were driving, I was purging. I was going through all these angry thoughts and feelings that were coming up. And I was just expressing them with love. I was saying things like, look, I can't even remember because they have left me. Angry thoughts about the world, like, why do we have to have guns anyway? But if we didn't have guns, we couldn't protect ourselves. Why do we have to protect ourselves? And as I was saying those things, I was saying, but I love that. I feel this. It's okay that I feel this. I love myself. It's okay. I don't have to feel bad that I'm feeling this. And I'm moving through them. And as I was saying those things, they were moving away. They were lifting off of me the energy of those feelings, which may or may not have been my own, but I know that I've had thoughts like that throughout my life. Like, why do we have to have guns? Why do we have to protect ourselves? Why can't we just all get along? I know. So it could have just been that I held those thoughts because I held those thoughts, that I was attracting that feeling more strongly into my experience. And then we ended up going to Spruce Pine, and by the time we got there, I was feeling much better. I was a little tired, but I was much lighter and happier. And so we got out, and I said, oh my goodness, I love this place. I love this town. It's so peaceful. It's so quiet. It's so pleasant. And I shifted to a total different space. And it isn't just because we went to some other place. It was because we followed the steps. As I was feeling angry, instead of just being angry because and letting that explode, I allowed myself to feel angry and loved myself, which softened it a little. And then I heard the guidance, take a bath. So I went and took a bath. And then in the bath, it was, okay, you've got to get out of the house. You've got to go somewhere special. I didn't know where. I just got dressed. I decided to tell my daughter I was going to go. She wanted to go too. Then I'm in the car not knowing where I'm going. So I said, what are you curious about? Where do you want to go? And she chose a place, and it just happened to be magical. We absolutely loved this little town. The people were amazing. I had the most glorious day. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to stay there. And if the coffee shop didn't close at 5, we would have stayed till probably 9 o'clock at night and came home. We would have been there all day long because I had a class to teach at 8. And I would have stayed, but the coffee shop closed at 5, so there was nowhere for me to teach. So we just came home, which was fine, but I was very peace. I just was at peace there. We went into all of their amazing little shops. We walked around, and we're going to go back because even though it was such a tiny little town, we still didn't see everything because we were so present in everything we were doing there because it was just such an amazing little town. And I wasn't angry anymore. All of the angry feelings lifted off of me. And I honestly don't really, the angry yesterday feels like years ago. And the enjoyable, pleasant moments of being in that little town feel like they just happened 5 minutes ago. That's how this works. And it's okay to feel those angry feelings. Love is the way to go. Love is the space that it can just shine on anything and shift it. But it's up to us to choose that. What do we choose? And it's okay if you choose to be angry and let it explode, because you will always come back to love anyway. Always. Because As corny as this sounds, I love this. You might think it sounds corny, but I love this. We are love. And because we are love, we always come back to love anyway. Even when we're doing something or have done something that we feel so embarrassed or upset with ourselves about, there's still this love in us. There just is, because that's who we are. We're love. I want to show you something. A friend of mine wrote a book called Honoring the Light of the Child. And I share this with children. This is a little exercise from her book. I share this with children, how we are love. And this is one of the steps that, or one of the lessons that I share, starting meditation with children, or inner connection and inner empowerment with children. First, I share with them that we are love. And it doesn't take children to say, oh yeah, of course we are. Yeah, they know. And this is the little exercise that I do with them. And the exercise is that I show them this little picture of a person, and that we have this light inside of us. And this light is love. And we can choose it to fill up our whole body, because it is what we are. And it's always there. But we can also focus on it in our heart space. And then I talk to them about, sometimes they might feel angry or sad, and they might feel a little dark inside. Well, that doesn't mean that the light goes away. Don't know if you can see this. There we go. The light is still there. You might feel like it went away. You might feel like it's darkened, but it's still there, and it's still filling up your whole body. You just have to pay attention to it. And so I'm sharing this with you because I often say in my posts and in my videos that kids can do everything and anything that we do. Kids have wisdom beyond us. And we did too. We had the wisdom too. It just shut down as we grew up and were conditioned into not believing in our inner voice and our inner power. And children are still connected to that. So it's very quick for them to go, oh yeah, I have that light in me and I hear it. My imagination sees it, and our imagination is real for them. And when we ask adults to visualize, that's our imagination. That's what we're using. So children are visualizing when they're imagining. And so I share this with you, that love is in there always. And if we choose to focus our attention and our heart space of love, you can even feel the warmth behind your hands. It might even tickle or tinkle. It might even tickle or twinkle or sparkle. You might feel a vibration. Or you can visualize a light there even. Or the sparkles. And then you expand and allow it to just fill up your whole body and go all the way out and surround your whole body. 27 feet above your head and 2 feet below your feet, or even more. And that is love. So if you're feeling frustrated or angry about everything that's going on, that is okay. Allow yourself to feel that in love, and make the attempt to get in your space of love and allow your heart space, the light, to expand you and surround you, so that even though you might feel frustrated, which is okay, you can move through that to a place of love. Because I firmly believe the more we are all in a place of love, the faster and the more expansive this energy can become around the world. And I'm not asking to forget what happened. I'm asking to look at that, or come into what happened from a place of love, so that from there love can be expanded into the world. Because if we come into that with a place of hate, which I understand, but come in it with allowing myself, I am so angry about that, and it's okay that I feel that. That's the love. It will expand as that instead of something else that's darker. And we will bring more love into this space. And that is what the families, friends, and all of us are really desiring to feel anyway. We really just want to be surrounded and feel love, all of us, and all of the time, including everyone who may do things that we don't agree with. Love is the answer. It just is. It really is. Love will change the world. Love is changing the world. So I'm just asking you to take this idea, this message to heart, and go into your heart space with me and feel that warmth there and see the glow of the love and the light that you are, and feel it fill up your whole inner being and your whole entire physical body, and to expand 27 feet above your head and around your body, and 2 feet below your feet. And just be in that space for as long as it feels good to do so. Have the most amazing day. Thank you so much for listening. Feel your love and share it with others. Smile at everyone you meet.